I'm aware I'm not looking my best right now. I just feel like I look quite not great. I just feel like I don't look great at the moment, but that's fine. You can't always look your best, can you? My sinuses have swelled up again. It's actually feeling a lot better today. I've just took my sinus kind of, what do you call it, antibiotic that I spray up my nose. But you just get this pressure in your nose and it hurts your head. Sean's in bed ill. He had to come home from work early yesterday ill. Luna's been being sick this morning. So as a household, we're not doing too great, and it's come at the worst possible time. Well, probably not the worst possible time. Next week would have been the worst time because we're actually going away. But it's not come at a great time because the week before you go away, especially for me, is really busy anyway. I've got a lot of work on. I'm actually going away for a night tomorrow. I'm still going to have to go because it is work, and I don't want to push things back because obviously next week we are going away, so I don't want to push things back until July because then I've got my birthday and everything. And it's just, you know, when you get ill, do you ever feel like it just comes at the wrong time? Anyway, I'm nattering on. I wanted to do a Let's Talk video. So as you may or may not be aware, I feel like I have talked about it quite openly on this channel, that this channel has always kind of, over the last 2 years, I've felt very lost with it. I've never known what to do because obviously I started my second channel, Daily Dose of Us, where I vlog my life. I do weekly vlogs on there now and have done for around 14 to 15 weeks, which I'm really excited about. And I feel like this channel kind of got put on the back burner a little bit because the videos that I once loved filming for this channel, I kind of fell out of love with, and I really just wanted to film vlogs all day. That's all I wanted to do, and any vlog that I filmed tend to get uploaded on Daily Dose of Us. So this channel just kind of went on the back burner for a little bit. Still post quite consistently. If you ask me, like, I've seen people who don't post for months. I always post at least a few times a month on this channel, and to be honest, I do usually post weekly on this channel, but it did go a little bit on the back burner just because I wasn't sure what to post. So the other day I was having a bit of a look at the kind of content that I'd done really well on this channel and that I'd posted on this channel over the years. And the content that you guys seem to like the most was my Let's Talk videos and challenge videos. They always done incredibly well. So I was kind of brainstorming some kind of updated versions of them videos that I could do for you just to see if it was something that people would still enjoy. And I come up with a few concepts of Let's Talk videos, and I did also come up with a few concepts of worst rated videos as well, which I'm gonna take some time to film, and I'm really excited about it, to kind of brainstorm ideas that I could do for this channel. And I've come up with quite a good list of ideas that I'm actually really excited about and feel I have a bit of a direction for this channel, which again is really exciting. So we're kicking it off with a Let's Talk series. I have a full playlist of these on this channel, which I will have linked below in case you're interested in the ones I've done prior to this. I just have like literally a full playlist of videos, which is a Let's Talk series on things that I just want to sit down and talk about. And today's Let's Talk video is going to be how I faked my online persona for a year. This video, actually, I didn't even know I'd done it until probably about, well, it was probably a few months ago. I was scrolling on my Instagram, just looking back as you do. But as I was scrolling back, there was a certain point on my Instagram where I was just like, girl, no, you did not. And yeah, I really want to talk about that today, about how I faked my online persona for a year. So without further ado, get your lunch, get your cuppa, get your tea, get your breakfast, whatever time of day you're watching this, and we're going to have a deep dive into how I faked my persona. I'm going to grab some lunch though because I am absolutely starving. I haven't had anything since breakfast, and I'm just going to have a drink of my coffee because my throat keeps going really dry. Okay guys, just while I make me lunch, I'm so excited to let you know that this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I'll get into telling you a little bit about HelloFresh. I just want to thank you so much for always supporting my channel and the brand collaborations that I do. It means so much when brands continuously want to work with us again, because you guys really love the brands that I work with just as much as me. And I hope that you know I would never ever work with a brand that I wouldn't be happy with my own family buying from, or that I don't personally use in my life. What I think is really unique about HelloFresh and why I like them is buying my own house. For me, it was quite a struggle to come up with meal ideas that wasn't just beans on toast or a bolognese that I know how to make and the recipe to a T. Other than that, my culinary skills don't go much further than that. So HelloFresh allows me to have delicious meals that I know that I'm going to be able to experiment with food without the wastage. Because for me, if I want to experiment with a new recipe, you have to go to the supermarket and buy all of the ingredients from scratch. But with HelloFresh, they send everything you need direct to your door. Therefore, it cuts out that need for you to go to the supermarket it, and they send you exactly what you need for the amount of people that the recipe's for. Therefore, it cuts out the food wastage. So it's a really sustainable way to do your food shopping and to experiment with new ideas and find food and recipes that you wouldn't necessarily think of without HelloFresh. My new box delivered the other day, and these are the recipes that I picked up for this week. I usually pick about 4 just so I have something that if I want a lunch that I don't necessarily know what I want to have, or a tea, then I have a few ideas. Now this one's really basic. You're probably like, Dem, why did you pick that, love? Like, everybody knows how to make avocado on toast, and I know, okay, but when I go to a posh cafe and they give me avocado on a bagel or toast or whatever, it's very different to the avocado I make in the house. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try with a posh avocado. So I got the crushed avocado bagel. This is actually what I fancy for my lunch. I'm so sorry, it's such a boring one. But yeah, it just looks so different. Now I am going to take the cheese off. I am following a plant-based diet. I don't eat cheese, so I will just take that. And that's, again, something I love about HelloFresh. You can customise what you want to put in the meals. Like, it's totally customisable to you. If there's something you don't like, just don't bloody put it in. This is what the veggie noodles look like. Very delicious. And then all decided to pick up, which I'm very excited for, I might have this one tonight for me tea, is the veggie pasta bake. My God, I love pasta, so I feel like that's going to be a potential for tonight. And then I picked up this one last time I did a HelloFresh order, and I've decided to get it again. It's the panzella salad with roasted butternut and pepper. This salad is absolutely divine. It was so good. Perfectly ripe avocado, good bagel. But yeah, like I said, HelloFresh is just a really easy, convenient way to think of new recipe ideas, and it stops food wastage, which was something when we moved into this house was a huge issue. And yeah, it was something that I always felt incredibly awful about, because nobody wants to waste food, especially when there's people who can't even have access to food. Wasting food just makes me feel incredibly awful. I will have my discount code for HelloFresh linked below in case you're interested and you want to order your box. I'm not sure what the discount code is at the minute, but I'll have all of the details linked below just in case it's something that you think actually you would really like to try. People who don't like avocado or say they don't like it, I'm sorry, but I think you've just not done it right, because there's no way you could possibly eat that lovely creamy texture and not like it. We're going to start about how I faked my persona online for a year. And honestly, I look back at these photos and I kind of feel sorry for that like, it's me, but that version of me, because I feel like I'm such a different person now, that like when I look back at these photos and that time in my life, and it just makes it really sad for myself. So I'm going to say that this whole kind of fake persona started when I posted this photo here, which was on the 11th of August 2018. On this photo, it was when I went to my first ever YouTube convention, which was Summer in the City 2018. I paid to go to this event. I wasn't a like named creator or anything at the first ever time I went to it. And let's just say it was an experience that, okay, well, okay, so the actual event was quite alright. I enjoyed it. However, I went to Summer in the City as a kind of creator. I wasn't a creator on their kind of, I wasn't a creator that they'd featured or anything like that, but I had a lot of friends who were YouTubers and that at the time, and it was the first time that I actually got to meet a lot of people. Like, I'd spoke to them online, but I'd never actually met them. So going to Summer in the City, I think I kind of had high expectations of what I thought it was going to be compared to what it actually was. But the actual event, I didn't mind at the time. It was really amazing. I got the chance to meet some really amazing people, like Roxy from Roxosaurus was one of the people that to this day, when I first met, stood out massively, because she was just so lovely and so welcoming and so warming, and just she still is to this day such a lovely girl. She's a huge reason that I decided to go vegan. She's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in this industry, and hands on heart can say she's just lush. And I remember I met her for the first time there, and meeting her was such an like overwhelming experience for me. I'd been a big fan for years. The fact that I actually got to talk with her, she knew who I was as well. So I remember sitting down, she was in like this bus on the convention like floor, and I remember going in, I'd queued up to meet her, like I was really fangirling, and she'd said, oh my god, like I've seen your videos or something like that. And at the time it was the first creator that had ever told us they had seen my videos, which was such a moment as to like, what the hell for me, like people actually watch my content. And I remember I was just so excited. I went to Summer in the City with Harriet from she used to have a YouTube channel called My Pugalicious Life, who is me. If you've been on my channel a long time, you'll remember all of the vlogs from this time period of my life as well. But Harriet's Instagram is Harriet Rose Official. Again, somebody who I met very early on in the industry and is absolutely lovely. I love her a bit. She also has a YouTube channel, and I also went with Holly Vlogs as well. So it was me, Harriet and Holly, we went to the convention. And I'm not sure what I expected from the convention, but I just remember I really thought that I would have come away from Summer in the City feeling inspired, motivated, and just really happy with the weekend. And I came away from the convention feeling anything but that. And I didn't realise it at the time, because I kept going to these big events, these conventions, these YouTuber events, and I never realised why they were making us feel such like shit. Because at the end of the day, these are huge things. You should come away from these conventions being surrounded by people who do the same job as you, surely wanting to go away and work harder on your YouTube and everything. And that was never the case for me. Like, I never went away from these events feeling like that. And I could never understand why. Like, I didn't know why until kind of a few years down the line I realised why I was feeling the way that I did. The next post was just like day 2 of Summer in the City and just more photos, and that was actually where I met my friend Amy Coombs. She actually come to Summer in the City for day 2 and we met each other, and that was lovely. Looking back on it now, I don't think I was really happy then, and I know it was the year in my life where my YouTube really did take off and my social media became a job, and everything seemed to really happen that year for me. But looking back, I feel like I'm truly happy. And at that point in my life, I was not happy. I was not happy. And reading posts like this, it kind of makes me feel sad that I was projecting so much happiness and pretending that I was so happy when I just wasn't. I feel like the problem was when I started going to all these YouTube events and conventions, what I realised is that pretty much everybody has a friend group in a circle, and if you're not part of that friend group or circle, the experience is completely different for you. You might struggle to get into the after parties, you might struggle to be invited to over to somebody's hotel room to have a party with them, and you feel kind of left out of the experience because you're there as a creator, you know people who are creators, but you don't know everybody, therefore you're kind of not in the full mix with things. And it really reminded us of school, and if you've watched any of my videos talking about school before, you know that it was the worst experience in my entire life. I absolutely hated school because of that hierarchy, because of the groups of people that are at school, and how easy it is for some people to sail through school, have the best experience because they're in the kind of really popular friend group, and then there's people who are kind of outside of that friend group who maybe haven't done it as long, or who maybe just aren't part of it. You don't know them people, you've never like had the opportunity to meet them. And I felt like going to all these YouTube events and everything was so demoralizing, because you could be doing so well with your socials, with everything that goes on, but going to these events puts into perspective. I'm really struggling to kind of portray what I want or what I feel in this video, because I think it's such a hard topic to talk about, because I don't know how to portray what I'm trying to, like how I feel. But at the end of the day, when I was going to all these conventions and YouTube events, there's social groups of friends that go to these events. And if you're not in that group, you have a very different experience to everybody else. And there's cliques within the YouTube community. And if you're not within that friend group, if you don't get to know that friend group, then unfortunately, the experience just can sometimes not be great for you. I was obviously very new at YouTube. It's something that I didn't do through school. Like a lot of creators have done YouTube for years and years and years. I never did. I was very new to the YouTube scene, especially when I was going to these conventions, and I was very, very shy. I'm not the easiest to make friends. Nowadays, I make friends a lot easier, but when I'm going to big conventions and there's a lot of people there, I get very overwhelmed and I really struggle to make friends. And this was something that was happening to me time and time again at the events. I wasn't able to go up to people and talk to them because I didn't have the confidence to do it, which really affected my experience at these events. And it kind of made us realize there's the hierarchy of like when you're at school, there's groups of people, and if you're not within that group, it's kind of very unwelcoming and you're not able to kind of make friends with the people in that group very easily. There's kind of that closed net circle, and if you're not in it, it can be shit. This photo here, as you can see, was one of the first big events that I went to with the brand. It was Pixie Beauty's event. I went with my friend Katie. Having Katie go with us was a really great experience because obviously Katie was there, so I had somebody who I was always talking to. I did go to a few of the events by myself and it was the worst experience ever. Trying to actually network at these events is incredibly hard, and yeah, I remember going to these events, I could never ever like get the courage, time and time again, I could never find the courage to go and talk to people. And a lot of the time what I would do, which is such a bad habit, is on the way to London or wherever the event was on the train, I would get like quite a few cans of alcohol just to try and give myself confidence to actually speak to people. This is how shy and kind of inward I was with myself and just everything. And looking back on that now, I was using alcohol just so that I was able to speak to people. Like, how fucking bad's that? I couldn't even speak to people because if I didn't have a drink, which now I'm like completely different to that. And I feel like when I look back at that part of my life, I actually feel so sorry for us as a person. All I was bothered about was growing my social channels. So everything that I felt as a person, or every little kind of bit of like, every kind of like second thought that I might have had, I had to just push to the side, because at that time what was important to me was growing my social media, and that was the only thing that I ever wanted to do, was grow my social media. Every opportunity in my life, when it was with friends, family, the camera was out. And although people might think that of us now because I weekly vlog and everything, I understand now that there's people who don't want to be on camera. At that time, I didn't care about other people. I didn't care about other people's feelings, thoughts, anything. My main priority was me, my social media, and growing my social media. And if what I was doing that day wasn't helping me grow my social media, then top and bottom of it is I didn't really care. I didn't want to be there because I wasn't able to create content. And it's such a bad mindset to be in, and I'm in such a happy place with where it is at the minute because I'm still able to earn a living from it. Happy, even though I'm not growing at massive rates like I was then, I'm so much happier because there isn't this constant pressure to have to produce content that I'm not wanting to do. I can do what I want to do. I remember this event was actually a glossy box event, and I actually got to meet Elle Darby for the first time, which absolutely huge for me. She was somebody who I'd looked up to for a long time, and obviously despite everything that went on with Elle last year, like, I'm not going to talk on that, it's not my place. Not yet, like, I'm not a drama channel anymore. There was a period in my YouTube where I really wanted to be a drama channel, and I started it. Worst fucking decision of my life. Don't know why the hell I thought that was good. So at that point, I remember meeting Elle for the first time, and I was always quite worried because there's always that saying, isn't there, you should never meet your idol. And Elle was like an idol of mine at the time of meeting. And honestly, when we met, it was April 2019. I came away from that event feeling so happy because she was the one creator that I actually felt I could approach and go up to, and she was so lovely. But yeah, that was actually a really good event, that one, which I went with my friend Amy, Elle, and Misha Grimes was there as well. Misha's actually really lovely as well. So then we move on to the year that I actually got invited to be at Summer in the City as a creator. They invited me to go as a featured creator, and I'd done like my first ever meet and greet and everything there. And this is when I would come home from these events, VidCon, Summer in the City, all of these big events that I continuously kept going to. I'm not sure why. I just thought in my head there was this pressure to go to them, or else I was going to drop off and I wasn't going to be this YouTuber, social media person that I really wanted to be. So I was putting pressure on myself to continuously go back to these events, and I was coming away from them every single time feeling so upset, crying, hated myself, just so many emotions. And I still to this day can't exactly pinpoint what it was, but I do feel like it was the constant being around creators that I compared myself to. I didn't feel good enough to. I was using my phone for a long period of time before I ever got any sort of camera, and it was that comparison as to they're really professional and I'm not, I'm shit at the job, like so many things. And again, that kind of friendship group cliques that these events seem to have, when you're not in them, you feel very lost and out of place. And I think there's certain people that want you to feel that way or make you feel that way, maybe unintentionally, and I definitely felt it time and time again at these events. And I used to always go to them with Harry, who I was great friends with at the time, and me and Harry would like literally sometimes just go back to the hotel room and not know what to do because we weren't in the clique, and it was really hard to kind of like put yourself out there. Harry done social media as well. Yeah, it was just a really time in my life where I was trying so hard to enjoy these events, and I was coming away from them not understanding why I wasn't enjoying the life that I'd always dreamed of having that was actually happening. I was basically living what I thought my dream life was, and I wasn't happy, and I could never pinpoint it. I couldn't understand why until I realized that my life, for me, I want to do social media full time, but I want it to be in my own home, in my own time. I just want to vlog my life. I just want to do things that make me happy and earn a living from that. And that's the stage I'm at now. There's no constant pressure. I just feel happy. Whereas there, I didn't feel happy, unfortunately. I didn't know which direction I was going in. I constantly just overthought every single thing I uploaded. It makes it so sad that I still uploaded all of this, like, oh my God, I'm loving life type of like content on socials, because obviously people are looking at that, and I know how degrading that can feel, but that wasn't my reality at the time. Fair enough if that's how I really was, but I remember that was not my reality at the time. Look back at it and I feel so sorry for that person, because, and you know what, like COVID was absolute shit show. Like, I hated a lot of things that happened in COVID, as did everyone else, but I really feel like if it hadn't happened, I never would have realised that events were not for me, and I think I still would have been forcing myself to go to all these events and forcing myself to do all these trending videos because it's what I had to do. And I feel like COVID slowed me down so much, and some people might say that is like holding me back in a way, but I don't. I say it as the complete opposite of that, and I've realised now that I now appreciate the little things in life more than ever. And I had so much at that time in my life and didn't appreciate any of it, and now I have so much, but I appreciate every single thing. And I'm in a complete, sorry, my contact's playing up, I'm not crying. And I'm in a complete different mindset with my life, where I want to be, and my goals and my visions and my YouTube channel and my socials, that I just look back at that point in my life and I feel really sad that, you know, I wasn't happy when everything was kind of starting for us, and what should have been a really amazing, happy time for me just unfortunately wasn't, and it's sad. But I think the moral of this Let's Talk With Me is, I just want to say, remember that social media is fake, and all these people you see on TikTok, YouTube and Instagram, it's fake. And I try so much nowadays to show the reality of life, as well as, you know, the good parts. I have an amazing life, which I'm so grateful for now, and I do show that. But I try to always show you the reality, and I try to be open and honest with you, because I never want anybody to look at my social media and feel like shit. Because there's so many people that I would look at that point of their life and I would feel like shit, and I never want anybody, or just feel like I'm living this best life that nothing ever goes wrong in, because that's not anybody's reality. There is always a story behind the post, and that's what I think is so important to remember. Yeah, I really like these sit down chat videos where I talk about one topic, because I love talking. I could talk the ears off a bull, as my mum says. I talk a hell of a lot. So these Let's Chat videos for me are just a really great moment for us to sit down and talk about a topic that I feel passionate about. I just want to say thanks so much for joining us on this chat. I like them because it's just like you're coming over at my house, we're having a cuppa and we're talking about something in my life. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And again, thanks so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. And without further rat-tat-tat, I'll see you very shortly for another one.